open mic slash April Fool's Day festival. Really excited to have this. So the reason we're doing this today is because I'm really excited. It is our 50th broadcast. District Comedy was started during the pandemic, yeah, it's just been really cool to kind of be building this community and making friends and stuff. And this is going to be a fun way to celebrate it. And it's also April Fool's Day, so obviously we had to do something comedy related. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get started. Let me bring up the set list. As a reminder, if this is your first time at a district comedy event, we have a couple of policies. The first is a 2-strike heckling policy. So first time, we'll mute you if you're heckling, and then second time, i.e. doing anything weird from your camera, we will kick you out of the mic. And the second one we have is a zero tolerance harassment policy. So if you feel at any point you're being harassed during the mic, either via public chat or private chat or I don't know, anything, just let me know via private message or however your communication preference is, and they will be kicked out, no questions asked. And then I also want to mention that I'll be giving you guys a 1-minute warning in the chat when you have a minute left. Let me know if you prefer an audible cue, and I can do that for you. And then trying to think if there's anything else. But that's pretty much it. If you're watching and you want to support the stream, you can do so at district-comedy.live. And keep in mind, this is an open mic, and a lot of people use this as like learning opportunity, varying levels of experience. So be kind in the chat if you're participating that way. But we're gonna go ahead and get our first comic in here. I'm really excited. I see this comic a lot on our other show, Too Funny Feedback. Always a hilarious comedian. They're also going to be featured in our upcoming Fancy Mike, our first ever showcase that's on April 16th. Give it up for John O'Keefe. Woo, 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 woo!
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Woo!
Good.
That's the spirit. Good to see. I have an Irish flag here, not because I'm a nationalist, because I can't get the fucking thing off because I'm a bit simple with computers. But this is an Irish flag, not a Chinese flag. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you ever think we enjoy being miserable more than being happy? Controversial opinion, because I think we have to work so hard to be happy, right? Do you ever think that, like, we have got to do affirmations, don't you? That's where you lie to yourself and then nothing changes. You got to exercise in shorts and then you feel inferior to people 30 years older than you who jog past while calling you fat with their eyes. You got a diet and you're eating delicious dust and grass and lentils, and why? To be 8% better than someone who's got friends. So many things to do to try and be happy, but being unhappy is just effortless and guaranteed. You just go online, one day you stub your toe, the next day you're screaming at the computer talking about how we need to bring back eugenics. Was that an oof? Is that too far? Okay, I got another line. I'm sorry. It's a COVID thing. Fuck COVID, right? It's getting boring. It's driving me crazy. It's all we talk about. I think if COVID was a movie, it would be made by M. Night Shyamalan. It would be a tedious zombie apocalypse with no fucking ending in sight. I need a distraction from COVID, and I'm not talking about long walks. I'm thinking an asteroid. Just to change up the conversation. Did you get your vaccination yet? Vaccination? We're all gonna die any moment now. And if we survive the asteroid, full alien invasion. We'll bring M. Night back. He'll direct the shit out of it. I'm going to finish on this. I'm trying to have more interesting conversations. The other day, I asked a group of friends, who among us would be the most likely to kill someone? And everyone immediately responded, probably you. And I remember thinking, how can they tell? I mean, how is it obvious that I'm a homicidal maniac? Do you know how groups of girls have cliched friends? There's like the pretty one and the funny one, the sensitive one. I guess I'm the homicidal maniac. It's good to know they had clearly discussed this over drinks. probably without me, or worse, over brunch. Yeah, we go to brunch. Then they discussed who would be the second most likely, and it turns out my girlfriend, apparently. I thought to myself, like, well, we do like to do things together. I'd never considered murder, personally. But we are on a budget, so I could add it to the list of free Friday dates. But, you know, joking aside, I was thinking a murder might bring us closer together. You know, might bring us, like Bonnie and Clyde, but she's German and I'm Irish, so I guess Gretel and Kieran. That might be a bit closer. I was actually flattered to think my friends, I was flattered that they think I would have the patience and the competence to kill someone. I'm way too lazy. I mean, I'd never get round to it. It took me 2 months to set up this IKEA desk and it came already built. So I just want way too much credit for getting away with it. To be like, any news, John? Well, I'd be like, well, I shouldn't say, but do you remember that family that disappeared? Exactly. Anyway, guys, I'm just fucking around. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for having me, Tom.
Woo, 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 woo! Give it up for John O'Keefe, everybody! Woo, 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 woo! All right, up next, here we go. Now I actually have people's, like, intros and stuff pulled up, so that's probably good to have. But next up, I'm really excited for this comedian. It's the first time we've had Colombian-American comedian from New York City. He's also the host of Bromita Spanglish, Open Mic Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Zoom. I believe that's a Rampantly mic, and we love Rampantly mics over here. But give it up for Kevin Escobar. Woo, 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 woo!
Hola, hola. Hola, mi gente. ¿Cómo estamos? ¿Todo bien?
Woo!
Bien.
No one knows what I'm saying. Anyway. That's why I should stick to doing shows in New York. Everyone speaks Spanish. Anyway, well, at least you should. Anyway, yeah, hi, my name is Kevin Escobar, but I prefer if you call me Kevin Armando Escobar, Escuero Campo Cardona, all right? That's a sexy ass name, right? If you say the whole thing, oh man. Let me tell you, back in high school, that's all I had to say. You know how many gringas I got with? Oh God, that was, but you know, don't tell my fiance. Anyway, but yes, my last name is Escobar, but sadly I am not related to the late great Pablo Escobar. You know, he was a great man, if you all knew who he was. And although I'm not related to him, my dad still kind of tried to live up to the name. Because when I was 7 years old, he was actually arrested for smuggling cocaine from Colombia to New York in his culo. Now, I'm sure I don't have to translate culo. I'm pretty sure most of you are still eating it, even during this pandemic. But look, I get it. You know, he was just trying to feed his family. Well, his other family, you know, doesn't. So, yeah, long story. But fun fact, I was actually, I used to be a tutor, Spanish tutor when I was in college, which is how I made extra cash on the side, besides selling drugs, of course, right? A lot safer. So if you don't mind, I want to teach all of you some Spanish real quick, all right? So first of all, those that speak Spanish know we don't really understand each other. It all depends where you come from, you know, slang, all that jazz. So let's talk about the word concha, all right? In Mexico, it's a type of sweet bread, very delicious. Somewhere else, it could be a seashell, a piece of candy, or my favorite, a vagina. All right? Keep that in mind. So again, depending where you are, you can probably get something to eat. All right? Oh, man. Have you ever opened the refrigerator and you smelled some bad cheese and it reminds you of an ex-girlfriend? No? Yeah, and a lot of times bad cheese tastes good, so, you know, I'm just saying that I miss her. But again, don't tell my fiance, please. Yeah, stay over there. Now, I hope everyone had a good Valentine's this year, even though, you know, it could be hard during the pandemic. Since you know, a year ago, since this whole thing started, I have a lot of friends, single friends living alone, and they have horrible carpal tunnel because of all the video games. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hope you're living nice right now. But guys, you know how much power women have over us sometimes? Like, for example, if on Valentine's Day you don't get them flowers or chocolate, they get mad at you. And me, being such a brave man, I asked my fiance, "Where's my flowers and chocolate?" She got mad at me. So later that night, she didn't give me any of her flower or her chocolate. So yeah, it was a sad night. So yeah, real quick. One of the main fights on abortion is when does life actually begin? And according to my Colombian mom, life does not begin until you move out of my damn house, pendejo. So, yeah, according to her, I'm only 8 years old. Thank you very much. Go by Sacarse Garepa. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Woo, 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 woo! Keep it going for Kevin Escobar, everybody! Oh my god. That's some good stuff. I, oddly enough, am a quarter Mexican, and most people don't know this about me, but my full name is Thomas Harold Wheeler Edmondson Cortez y Garcia Junco y Payan de los en Campos Valle en Caso de Montes de Oca. So I feel those long ass names, and I think they're sexy. I agree. But I'll get over myself real quick and instead introduce our next comic. Let me just bring up their bio. This next comedian is a Chicago-based non-binary comic. Give it up for Katie Zane. Woo, 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 woo!
Just on time. just on time. Not fully dressed, but here I am, wearing my very cute robe, sitting in my bed with my ring light. This is a fun time. Thank you so much for doing this, Tom. I'm so glad you guys are doing multiple hours of this show tonight, because sometimes it's really late for me, and I don't make it, as you well know, Tom. So I'm glad I could be here today. I want to start out with talking to you guys about a great kerfuffle that's been going on lately. Mr. Potato Head is just Potato Head now. And this has caused lots of feelings for people. Loads of people thought that a potato should totally have a gender, which was interesting. Also, a lot of people forgot about Potato Head at all. Like, I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing that exists. But I have realized upon thinking about this, a couple of things. Like, one, okay, we'll just say Potato Head for the rest of this bit. Potato is the perfect non-binary and trans mascot. Because the whole deal with Mr. Potato Head is that you take the parts off and put different ones on. It's the dream. It is if your fucking fans are non-binary. It's like nobody, like everybody who has gender feels or gender fluctuations would love to have a bunch of parts in their ass they could just take off and just stick in place of what's going on, you know? I think it's necessary. Also, since we're going to be like talking about the pronouns for Potato Head anyway, I think we should just go ahead and go back to a very old school, original OG status of non-binary, gender neutral terms, which is zer. It's not used that much these days because the they them kind of took it over. But zer, zer are the original gender neutral pronouns, and I personally think zer Potato Head sounds dope. Like, sounds like he's in charge. Mr. Potato Head sounds like he cleans things, but Zer Potato Head sounds like he's the king of something. And I think that's, I don't know, I think that's where we should be going with our toys. And everyone needs to know more gender neutral pronouns. So it's a teaching tool still. Okay, what's the next thing I want to talk about? You know what? I don't look like this type of person, but I am the type of person that if I eat something from a company that I've eaten many, many times, and it's below their company's quality of standards, you know what I mean? Like, it's really like it's not as good as it should be, or it doesn't have as much of something in it. For example, I was eating some cookie dough ice cream from Ben & Jerry's the other day. It was lacking in cookie dough, like seriously lacking in cookie dough. To the point where about the second time, it was the pint slices. See, the second slice, I was like, I am going to contact Ben & Jerry's because they need to know that there wasn't enough cookie dough chunks in these slices. And so I late at night, I wrote them on their customer service. And you know what happens when you do this? You get a couple coupons. And in the case of Ben & Jerry's, you also get a booklet of all the flavors for the year. And that's pretty great because you get to see there's going to be 3 more mystery flavors this year. Ooh. Also, did you guys know that Ben & Jerry's makes plain vanilla ice cream? Ben & Jerry's axes flavors so quickly. They're like Fox with their shows. Like, they're just cutting flavors every single year. And yet enough people apparently buy vanilla Ben & Jerry's that they still make it. They don't make plain chocolate ice cream. They just make plain vanilla. So who is this person? Where are they? What is sex like for them? What does the house look like? Who are these people that can't even have imagination when it comes to Ben and Jerry's? And on that note, I've been Katie Zane. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Tom.
Oh my God. Give it up for Katie Zane, everybody. Also forgot to mention this at the top of the show. You missed it, Katie. I was also late to this mic, and my lovely fiance was able to get the stream started for me. That was hectic, but it reminded me, I did forget, be sure to like make sure you plug your pluggables in the chat so we can all network and follow each other if you want to have the people in this room follow you. And we're gonna move on now to our next comic. I believe it's their first time on the mic. They just want to be introduced with their name, so that's what I'm gonna do. Give it up for Joshua Lynch. Woo 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 woo!
Woo! Thank you for having me. Well, I went to college where the Mythbusters went to. They always went to and blew shit up at. It's out in the middle of the desert. Well, the plus side to that was every time they blew stuff up, it would shake the building so much that you didn't have to move your arm when you jacked off. So every time the bomb alarm went off, it like got you horny because you knew it was time to go J.O. But one time at that school, we found flowers growing on the outside of the building. And we found out with those flowers, it makes liquid LSD if you make it into some tea. But there's a caveat. It can kill you, but we didn't know in how much dose. So we went ahead and made the tea. It went around in a circle. They're like, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Before it even gets to me, I just said, fuck it. And I chugged the whole cup back. 30 minutes go by, nothing. Another 10 minutes go by, everything turned green, and I just made a beeline to the balcony, stuck my legs over, and I just started looking down at the security officer below, just screaming, Hulk smash! Hulk smash! So then my friends grabbed me and said, dumbass, get inside. And they sat me down. But as soon as they turned their back, I snuck out the room, ripped off all my clothes. I'm down just now to my black lace underwear that say naughty boy all over them. Running around the top floor just screaming, Hulk Hungy, Hulk Hungy. And then I catch the security guard coming behind me. But the friends grabbed me and said, motherfucker, you're not leaving. So they tied me to the bed. But then for the next like 10 minutes, I'm just, Hulk wanted McDouble. Hulk wanted McDouble. And then I finally ripped out of the ropes and I jumped up and just went, well, Hulk's going to get a McDouble, motherfuckers. So then we tried to fit 6 people into my Mustang, and I ended up in the trunk of my own car at that point.
Oh my God.
And I fell asleep, but when I woke up, I was freaked out, so I started like clawing at the trunk. I was screaming. Only thing I could find in my trunk was an old dildo, so I'm just hitting the trunk. Little did I know we were in the McDonald's drive-thru at this point. But then I finally found the safety latch. I pulled it open, and right in front of the drive-thru window, I pop out of the truck and just scream, "Save me, Tom Cruise!" Then I tripped and busted ass out of the trunk. But then we went and had a nice game of pee-pee golf. It's like putt-putt golf, but the goal is to see how many holes you can pee in without getting caught. But so you have to avoid all these obstacles. I can't tell you how many trees I hit, sand traps I fell in, I had to avoid. But I made it into 6 holes, and won the 2010 Piss Cup. I did forget to mention, though, that this was done naked. So I got another 9 holes to go play.
All right. Give it up for Josh Lynch, everybody. Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, sorry, that echo
is
is me. One second.
While we were, let me unspotlight you real quick. We had another guest join the show, so things are running a little bit more like they do normally. So for future comedians coming up, be aware that you also have a way now of keeping track how much time you have left in your set by looking at the little Zoom square that has our 4-minute timer on it. Hopefully that'll be helpful, although everybody's been great on time so far. But next up, we have so many new people on this mic today. It's blowing my mind. And this one I also am excited about because Kelly Zemnikas, who is a regular, recommended this mic to them. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Give it up for Amanda Feldman. Woo, 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 woo.
So much for having me as part of the show. Yeah, comedy is awesome. I actually decided to go into it prior to the pandemic, which means at one point in my life, I was making real money from work. And I decided I no longer wanted to get paid in money and I would rather get paid in broken dreams. Yeah. So I am broke and I am really bad with money. I'm so bad with money. They kicked me out of the Jews. Yeah. I still go ahead and celebrate Passover, though. I don't know if you guys know, we're actually ending Passover right now. It's the commemoration of when the Jews left Egypt and the 10 plagues, which is fascinating because we're currently facing a plague, you know? It's called racism. And it needs a vaccination and it's a problem. And we would like that to stop. Obviously, I was bullied growing up. You know, I got pushed around in school. I got called horrible names. The teachers were so mean. Homeschool sucks. Homeschool is just brutal. I do not recommend it. I went to a club one time. This guy came up to me and he said, "Hey, baby, shake what your mama gave you." So I asked him, how does one shake their crippling self-doubt? Still haven't figured that one out yet in the pandemic. Oh, I have a fun fact for you. Did you know that any swing can be a sex swing if you simply ignore the confused scream cries of the children? Oh, this is very true, and I learned this at homeschool. Mom and dad are great. Yeah. So obviously, I don't get along very well with my mother. Every year for her birthday, I buy her a calendar. That's just my passive aggressive way of reminding her days are numbered. And I think I'll leave you on this. I know that makes me sound kind of mean, but I'm actually a really nice person once you get to know Ted Bundy. Like, relatively speaking, I'm not that bad. You know, if you're not familiar, Netflix will tell you all about him. But thank you so much. That's been my time. Thanks for having me.
Woo, 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 woo. Give it up for Amanda Feldman, everybody. Oh my God, that crippling self-doubt, I think it was. That was relatable. Oh God. I'm also having a day, apparently. That's what leaked out. Anyway, next up on the mic, let's see who we have in the room, because I think I didn't see this person the last time I checked. Nope. So we'll also, fun fact, if you haven't been on a TB&J mic before, if you miss your spot, we just try and plug you in if you come late after whoever's performing. So we'll try and get back to Simona, but you know who is here is our next comedian. They are an American abroad in Frankfurt, Germany. Give it up for Abigail Paul. Woo, 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 woo.
Hi, Lucy. Hi, thank you. This is my first time here, so thanks for having me. Yes, I am American, but I moved to Germany for 1 year, 20 years ago. Really enjoying it. I'm an expat, which is white for immigrant. I don't know. I mean, up until very recently, I've just always felt so blessed. Like, I feel like somebody handed me tickets to the Titanic, and I was like, no thanks. I'm just gonna go ahead and get on this small, joyless, austere boat over here where everyone seems to be following the directions. It's my jam. I came here, I guess, I had studied theater, so my skill set was really like being pretentious, and understanding homosexuality. Not a huge amount you can do with that. People ask me like, how do you pack up your whole life and move abroad? And I tell them, I think it's really easy. You just have to hate your family. I was really lucky. I'm actually kind of having a family moment right now because Emmanuel, we share a last name, and you remind me of my mom because she also sat on the couch smoking pot and ignoring me. It's just like home, you guys. I think I moved to Germany because I was like, somehow I knew these are like my people. They're really honest, but they're not that nice. John, don't tell your girlfriend you agree with that one now. I guess they think that we are like very superficial, the Germans. It's true. We prefer reality TV to reality Americans, but I think it's a little unfair because they think we're so superficial because we're like, hi, how are you? Fine, thank you. How are you? But we don't actually care how you are. But if you ask a German, what's up? They will tell you, hey, Hans-Dieter, how's it going? Oh, it is very bad. My wife is leaving me. And also, it is cold from the air conditioning. Cold like my heart. And here, not only do they embrace truth, they consider it to be an act of kindness. Oh, Abigail, you are not looking good. You have dark circles under your eyes. Are you okay? Oh, also, I notice you are putting on some weight. It is not good to eat your feelings. Yeah, they reject small talk, which is what we need. Americans, we love small talk. We love a chit chat. It's like social lubricant. I've been here 20 years. I still don't know how these Germans lube. They're like, you try to like be like, oh, it's nice weather, and they're like, oh, we will not be friends in the long term, so I do not understand this superficial human interaction. We live in a cold, bleak existence from which there is no reprieve. And that was before COVID. Oh man. Yeah, they paid me when I first came here. They paid me to teach them how to small talk. As if it's a foreign language, how to bullshit, I didn't do that well though. I got fired for being too much fun. True story. Oh, Abigail, we do all of these games and have all of these laughings. We must fill out the homework and do the exercises. You are fired. And that is my time. I hope I'm not fired today. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh my God, give it up for Abigail Paul, everybody. And also give it up for yourselves. The fact that you all were so nice that, like, when I made the announcement of, like, there's a timer in the room now, and it wasn't working, that, like, nobody said anything. They were just like, oh, he's trying so hard. We don't have the heart to tell him that's not working. But it is working now, so if you want to keep track of your time that way, you have that just in time for our headliner for this section of the festival. Let me bring up his bio. He is the man with no pension. Give it up for Emmanuel Paul. Woo, 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 woo.
Hi. I do have to apologize to Zoom's Zoom gigs I've been doing because I tend to fall asleep a lot. You know, it's no reflection on the artists. You know, it's just as the other comedian pointed out, I'm at home and on a couch and it's comfortable and warm, and I have weed here, so you know. So if you, the problem is I tend to fall asleep with my mouth open, you know. So if I look a bit gawked at the show like this later on, like, no, it's not. It's not an open invitation for sex. So yeah, it's just me sleeping, you know. And the problem is I'm a deep sleeper, so you know, in jail I would be like, you know, the worst person to. I would be like the best cellmate ever. Because that would also be a weird way to get protein in my diet as well. So, you know, and also it's like I grew up with 3 friends, you know. We went to school, we went to secondary school, and we went to infant school together, yeah. But now, one of them is gay, the other one is transgender, and the third one did the most heinous thing of all, the most disgusting thing of all. He moved to Wales. You know, like, why did you go to Wales? Do you know how long it takes to spell the directions to get there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just weird, man. Why to move to Wales? That's just some strange place. You know, because I'm from East London, where otherwise known as Eastern European London, and you've got to have a real big family. You know, I've got like 6 brothers. Their names are Andrew, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And Isaac, yeah, you guessed it, I'm Muslim. So, you know, but one of those names don't match up, because one of them names I left out because his name's Dylan. And it's not, you'll never hear Jesus say, "Come forth, Dylan, bring me my cups, drink of this of my blood." You know, it just doesn't have that synergy. Mm-hmm. And also, I did a gig once in I can't remember where was it again. It was somewhere in the beach side in England, and there they got this special event. Yeah, they had the Fringe comedy festival up there. Yeah, and they got hardly anything to do. All they've got up there, yeah, because I stayed there for 2 nights, yeah, and all they got up there is the Lady Boys of Taiwan, and I am definitely not gonna see that twice, you know. So instead, I went looking on the beach, yeah, and I saw this club. I was like, okay, let me go to this club, just party for a little while. I was partying. Because that's the thing, I went to the end of the night because that's when it's a lot more easier. People are more drunk. And so it was the end of the night and I was looking around like, okay, group of white guys over there. Okay, look over there, there's another group of white guys. Look to my right, a group of white guys and one black guy. Well, go on. And I noticed to myself and I stopped and I said, oh my God, every white man in this place can dance. I'm in a gay club, you know. I should have noticed when someone said, "Do you want a spit roast?" And I said to them, it's a bit late for a barbecue. Anyway, that's my time. Good night.
All right. I think that is a good time just to remind everybody that I don't have a way to control who signs up for this mic. I don't review content beforehand. You all do agree to a hate speech policy beforehand, and it's worth mentioning that I am gay, and I don't think that is something heinous, nor is being transgender. So just keeping that in mind, we're gonna keep trying to have fun. Because we did have a comic just come into the room who was supposed to go earlier. Give it up for our actual last comedian, Simona. Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you, and sorry. Well,
Thanks.
I've been told I should perform with more energy, but I have none. I'm using solar power now, and that sucks because it's always cloudy around me. And also, I'm a night person. I'm originally from Romania. Romania is a country in Eastern Europe. We are the ones with Transylvania, vampires and stuff. Only that we don't have any vampires or stuff. You know, like people clap on planes in different parts of the world, but I noticed that Romanians only clap when the plane arrives safely in a better country. Yes, we are Europeans Union's disappointments, and we are not a cute teenager. We are the drunken uncle, you know? The drunken uncle that sticks to his true Christian values. Racism, sexism, homophobia. But, you know, his family. All you can say is, we invited you here, but we don't actually want to know you are here. Yeah, and we cannot compete with the real Europeans, you know, the pretentious French, the over-entitled Italians, or the Germans. Yes, the Germans, but we can't say anything bad about them, or good. And I love how the real Europeans and Americans as well say, oh, I'm not very happy about that or the other. And I just don't understand. Why do you need to be very happy? I mean, can't you just be like slightly content like the rest of us? Yeah, we had to have a pandemic to all agree that long distance relationships do not work, just like no distance relationships. If you've been in lockdown with your better half, suddenly the expression just the two of us, it's not sexy anymore. It's like premise for slapstick comedy. You give each other surprise spanking and farts right in the face. Then you shake hands as friends, but secretly already planning the revenge. A lot of people worked on themselves during lockdown. I worked on my passive aggressiveness skills. Yeah. Now I'm like, so I guess these dishes are gonna wash themselves. Yeah. Whatever. I don't care. It was just a friendly reminder. But keeping your emotions bottled up makes you take a knife and accidentally kill him. See what you made me do? Now I guess who has to clean after you? And he's down there crying, I'm dying. Dude, no need to shout. Why are you getting so upset? And he's still doing that annoying thing, breathing. So I have to stab him a couple of times more. But no, don't worry, don't get up, I'll clean. And I don't even know who that guy is. I mean, I live alone. Thank you. And I'm really sorry I was late. I was confused with the time.
You're good. This is new for everybody, including me. So I appreciate everybody's patience with that. And also, man, give it up one more time for Simona, everybody. All the way from Spain. Just responding to Abigail, we do have a common comedy teacher. I love. Shout out to Erin Tracy. Whoop whoop. Who also I've had good conversations with her about comedy and like people in positions of power and punching down and stuff like that. So very much related to what we just had to do. And one more, again, shout out to Simona just now, who was able to bring this mic back all the way up. It's never easy to follow up a random tangent speech about,